Ahoy hoy everyone, welcome to another episode of The O Show. I'm O and I'm here for your amusement. Alright, so today we're going to talk about a movie that is currently in theaters right now, released as of March 6, 2026. And it is called Dolly. Now, I don't know how I found this movie, but I didn't see any trailers on TV for it. But I think I was just scrolling to see, like, I haven't been to theater in a while. What's playing? What's this Dolly movie? So, just doing a little research on it. I guess it used to be a short film called Baby Girl. And we'll get to that name later. But, yeah, it was a short film that got turned into a long film. It was in, like, a festival last year or something. And I guess it never had a official release date. But I guess it's out now. You guys, let me tell you what happened. I go to the theater. And I buy a large pop, right? I went after work, so I'm already tired. I'm trying not to fall asleep in the theater. So I'm like, let me go get me a large Coke, right? Anyway, I order my drink, and the theaters now give you the cup. Like, they give you the cup, the lid, and the straw. Like, they put the lid and the straw in the cup when they give it to you now, right? And I'm looking at this cup. It just kind of looks off to me. Again, I've been up since 4:30 in the morning, right? This is like a 7:30 show. So I'm looking at this cup and I'm like, okay, that looks weird. So as I turn around and start walking to the machine, I take the lid out the cup and realize the lid is bigger than the cup. So I was like, this bitch gave me like a medium. Like, so I was going to turn around and be like, excuse me. But I was like, I wonder. So I went over to the pop machine, poured my pop, and then I turned around and walked back to her. And I was like, excuse me, I don't think this is right. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, this doesn't fit the cup. And she sees that the cup, so she gave me a medium, right? But she gives me a large top. And so I go, oh, this doesn't fit. I think you gave me the wrong size. That's what I said. And so what does she do? She reaches down and gets another large top. And she goes, here you go. And I'm looking at her like, so I put the second top on the cup and I go, yeah, this one doesn't fit either. And she goes, wow, what's going on? I was like, you didn't give me the right cup. And she goes, oh, I gave you the wrong size. So she reaches down and she gets the large cup, right? And she goes, here, you can just have both. I was like, damn straight. What are you gonna take the little one back? I've already filled it with. So anyway, that was my plan. I was like, I wonder if I can get 2 pops. So sure enough, I did. But she couldn't comprehend the fact that. Anyway, guys, I walked around double fisting pop that evening. I drank them both too. I don't care. Anyway, so what is Dolly about? All right, so look, you guys. There's a lady, big, huge lady, that has no name, and she's wearing like this porcelain doll mask, right? That looks terrifying, right? So the movie starts with Dolly's in a bedroom, and there's a dead body in the bed that's decapitated, and there's flies flying around everywhere, right? So you don't know who this person is. Like, is it a relative? Is it like obviously you're thinking that it's someone that must have been abducted before, and now Dolly went too far and killed this person. So she takes the body out into the woods and dumps it into this hole that's like surrounded by these dolls, right? Oh, and by the way, so this movie starts off with these chapters. So chapter 1 is called Mother. But throughout the movie, we keep getting these chapters. And I'm like, we don't need these chapters. What the hell is this? Some chapters are like 5 minutes long and the others are like 20 minutes long. I don't understand. So anyway, the first one's called Mother. Which I guess I didn't put together until the end of the movie. So let's just get this out the way. The lady who got decapitated was the killer's mom. Right? We just don't know until later. So anyway, the main 2 characters are Sean William Scott, who looks really good. I don't remember how old Sean William Scott is, but he looks very, very good these days. He's also in this new Tim Allen show that I watch. is it Shifting Gears? I think is what it's called. That's a really funny show. If you guys don't know about it, but Sean William Scott's in that too. So anyway, he plays this character named Chase, right? And Chase is dating a girl named Macy, and Macy is played by an actress named, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Fabian. I don't know how to say her first name, but he is planning to take her into the woods to propose, right? So they have a daughter. Now I don't know if she was just a baby mama. I don't know if they specified that, like, or is he like gonna become the stepfather? I don't know. But there's this grown ass little girl, and she's being taken over to her aunt's house, right? So they go to the woods. They're walking down this trail, and they get to a section just full of dolls. There's dolls like attached to the trees. There's dolls on the ground. There's dolls here, dolls there. She's picking them up and touching them, and he's like, put the fucking shit down. So first of all, if you see dolls in a place that never had dolls before, because he even said like, well, this is new. This wasn't here before. So he's been there before. How about you get the fuck out? Side note, you guys, I was kind of messing around with this dude like 2 years ago. And before we even met, like in person, we were just talking. And he wrote me one night. He's like, I would like to take you camping one night and we could do this and this in the woods. But he was just like, I would love to take you camping. I was like, the fuck you're not. We're like camping with someone I don't even know. What the hell? Hence why I am alive today, because what? Who says that? Can you take me to dinner first or something? Like, I want to take you camping. The hell you will. All right. So anyway, true story. So look, instead of turning their ass back around, they just keep walking. So he takes her to this cliff. It's a very beautiful scene, and he's gonna propose. But then they start hearing music from like one of those toy, a kid's toy. Turn a knob, it plays music, right? So they're over. Well, he's like, "What's that?" I'm gonna go check it out. And she's like, "No, nah, don't do it." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna do it." And I'm like, oh, "Okay." Here we go. We got the white people in movies making stupid decisions. So now I'm like, stupid ass, hot ass Sean William Scott is about to get his ass killed because he's fucking nosy as hell. So he goes to explore, and then we see Dolly deeply disturbed, you know, over in the area of the dolls after dumping the body, right? So he goes over to her, taps her on the shoulder like, are you okay? Now you see this lady is all full of blood making weird noises. Like, oh, God. I'm so pissed. This movie was pissing me off, you guys. I never wanted to scream at a theater screen so bad in my life. So the other person that stars in this movie is a shovel. Okay. Dolly has a shovel, and this shovel is used. It gets used a lot. So anyway, she takes the shovel and she kind of puts it in his mouth, and she breaks the jaw open, right? So now his jaw is like hanging off. I don't know what this thing is called. So we're like, okay, well, fuck, he's dead. So of course she goes looking for him, right? Like later on when he doesn't come back. Now here's my thing. This is what drives me crazy about movies. You mean to tell me you heard this faint music playing from a little kid toy, but when he starts being attacked by Dolly and screaming, she didn't hear that? I don't understand why movies do that. You heard this thing, but you don't hear him going, ah! Ah! Or if it's trust the process. Okay, so anyway, time goes by. She goes, I'm gonna go look for him. And she encounters Dolly, and while she's running away, she hits her head on a rock, right? And then wakes up. Oh, and by the way, we're now in chapter 2. Chapter 2 is her going, I'm gonna look for Chase, and then get attacked by Dolly, running off, hitting her head. And now we go to chapter 3. Like, we don't need these chapters. But by the way, chapter 2 is called Daughter, right? Now we're at chapter 3, and chapter 3 is called Home. So Macy wakes up in a house, and she's dressed up like in doll clothes, and she's locked in a room. So she's making noise, and then we hear a man in the room next to her, and he's like, "Oh my god, like, are you alive? Like, you got to play her game, and you got to do this. You got to find the key. You got to get the key." So he's talking about a key. Okay. Dolly comes in, takes her downstairs to this kitchen. It starts like wanting to feed her. So she's eating this food. I don't know what the fuck this food is, but you know, she spits it out, and Dolly's pissed off. Dolly goes to the fridge and gets a bottle, and obviously it's not fresh milk she just poured that morning, okay? So this milk is just so, it's just so curdled and everything. You can just see it in the bottle, just the way it moves. Gross. So obviously Macy doesn't take well to the bottle. So what does this thing do? She turns around and takes out her boob, and she's like, "You're gonna eat one way or another." Now, mind you, Dolly is mute. The killer does not make a noise, but the way it moves and grunts and breathes and the body, like, you know exactly the emotions that this thing is going through, right? Which I actually really, really love. Here comes this big ass titty, right? Sticks it in Macy's mouth, and I'm like, she's gonna bite this nipple, ain't she? And she sure enough she does, right? But that's the other thing I don't get. She just bit this thing's nipple off the body. There's a lot of blood and everything. This movie's gross, which I love. But then, you know, the movie does that thing where we're still going, like it's the next day, and is she not bleeding? Is she superhuman? Like, we're just ignoring the fact that her nipple was bit before. But anyway, it's for the scene, right? So they're going back and forth in the kitchen and shooby-dooby-doo. So nighttime comes, right? And the camera is outside in the woods. And guess what, y'all? Sean William Scott's character is alive. Now, I'm not an expert on, like, breaking people's jaws off. But I mean, like, I guess he didn't. I guess you don't bleed out, I guess, huh? I mean, anyway, he's alive. And he's crawling. Just crawling. Of course, you know he's going to crawl and end up at this house, right? By the way, the house is like in the middle of the woods somewhere, and apparently no one knows his house is there. I don't know. So we just see him crawling, right? So we know that he's alive. So Macy's running around the house. She ends up back upstairs and whatever, and she talks again to the guy. The guy's like, "You gotta get the key. The key's in the basement," which is like her favorite place or something. So she ends up like stabbing Dolly in the back at one point when she's looking for her in a bedroom, and she now runs back downstairs. She finds the basement. The basement is like full of candles and dolls. Okay, here's my thing too. Okay, I get it. Like, the theme of the movie is dolls. Dolls are creepy. Dolls are horrifying. But now I have to wonder, like, where is Dolly getting all the dolls? Where all these dolls come from? I mean, some of them look like Dollar Tree dolls. You know, like when you go to the store, like the most cheapest doll on the shelf for kids to play with. But like, where are the dolls coming from? She can't be walking around in public. All right, anyway. So we see a doll in a chair that has a human head on it, right? Oh, and by the way, I think we're in the next chapter. What chapter? I don't even know what number we're on. But I think the next chapter is called Father, right? So there's a human head on this doll. So I guess I'm supposed to now put together that the head that's the head that was on the decapitated. Is that the word? Decapitated, right? Yeah. Decapitate? Anyway. So the head, it was on the lady from the beginning. So I guess that was her mom, right? So she gets captured again by Dolly, and Dolly takes her upstairs and makes her get on her lap and rocks her to sleep, right? So now we're in the next morning. So the next morning, she manages to get the key off Dolly and sneak out of the room without this thing waking up. Dolly's fast asleep, right? Or is she? But apparently she was. So she comes out of the room, takes the key, opens the door, shines a flashlight into this dark room, and we see that there's a man chained up in the corner. And so She frees the man. She's looking around the room, and there's another dead body, and the guy was like, oh, that was my brother. He tried to come rescue me, but she got to him. So now I'm trying to think, like, was that really his brother? Like, who was that dude? I don't think they actually really said who he really was. Anyway, this guy takes Macy as a hostage. So he's like, well, I'm going to use you to get out of this house. So he takes her, and he has like a piece of glass in his hand, and he's like, okay, you're coming with me. But instead of like just getting out of the house, which is what he led her to believe was going to happen, he's calling for Dolly. He's like, baby girl, baby girl. So that's where this baby girl, I guess, comes from the short film. So he's like, baby girl, come downstairs. I'm gonna hurt your toy. I'm gonna hurt her. So that's how he lures Dolly downstairs. So you're like, oh, is he in cahoots with this thing? So I guess it turns out that he's her father, and she chained him up and killed the mom. I don't know. I was trying to follow his dialogue of like what he was saying to Macy, and I don't know. I was also taking notes on my phone. So, so anyway, there's a 3-way fight in the kitchen that's happening, and Macy ends up killing the dude. Like, she punches a hole in his body. They do that thing when she looks through the hole. And now she's super pissed at Macy because she's like, God damn it. Like, why'd you let this man out? And then I had to kill him. And she would die. Right. So Sean William Scott is outside. Somehow he crawled his way to the house. And so okay, that's another thing too. So his jaw is literally hanging. But he's going, Macy! So I guess you can still talk or make noises. I know you can make noises, but can you put words together when your jaw is like hanging? But no, he's going, Macy! So she jumps out the window, hits the ground, and survives. I mean, she is bruised. At least she's bruised. Some movies, people jump out windows, they get up and start running away. This one, she actually is like, oh my God. Ugh. So, but there's like this weird acid trip situation that's happening when she jumps out the window. Like, it was weird. So they're outside, and she's like, oh my God, I love you. And I'm like, motherfuck, run. Why are y'all just outside kissing? And she's like, I found your ring, which Dolly now has the ring on her finger. So Dolly goes through backpacks too, apparently. Because that's where the ring was. It was in his backpack. So, oh my God. So here comes Dolly with her shovel. And then she kills Sean William Scott officially. Well, he kind of sacrifices himself. So Macy runs, and then running, and then at one point, like, they get to the grave, and they're fighting in the grave, and Macy gets the shovel and starts beating Dolly, and then she does the stupid white person thing that they do in movies where the killer, who they think is dead, now you're gonna walk up to the body. Now you know she's gonna reach out for you, Dumbo. So that's what happens. Instead of just like running away or taking a shovel and just start stabbing the killer, I'm just gonna jump into the hole and just walk up to it. So anyway, Dolly of course ain't dead yet. So let's see. I think that was chapter 6, which was called Fight. And then the last chapter is called Reunion. No, it's not. No, Reunion is when she got back with Sean William Scott, when she jumped out the window. I think the last chapter is called Goodbye, right? So Macy makes it out of the woods. She makes it back to like where the car is at, and this ranger is putting a ticket on the car. And then she's like, oh my God, you gotta help me. There's this lady with a mask, and there's this house, and blah, blah, blah. Actually, I don't even think she said anything about a house, but here's my thing. The ranger gets on the walkie-talkie and calls someone and goes, yeah, we have another one. She's talking about a lady with a mask. Wait a minute. So this has happened before. You mean to tell me a lady came out the woods before? Bloody, maybe bloody, I don't know. Complain about a crazy lady in a mask, and you don't know anything about this? There's fucking dolls in this area. There's one area on a trail. But the ranger does not know anything about this trail and these dolls. And now, where's the house? The house is obviously in the woods. It's a established house. There's furniture and everything in it. So unless he thinks it's abandoned, and he's not doing his ranger skills to question why these lights are on inside. That confused me. So she gets in the car. Dolly shows up, and of course he gets killed. He gets decapitated. I hate when horror movies do the same thing. Like the mom got decapitated, and then now the ranger is decapitated. Like, did they run out of ideas how to kill people? Anyway, she ends up defeating Dolly. At one point, she gets into the ranger's car and drives off, or truck. Well, she hit Dolly with the truck at one point. She gets her ring back, and yeah, she drives away, and they keep doing this like shot of the rear view. So you're thinking like, is Dolly gonna come out of the woods or whatever? But she never does. Okay, I'm also pissed too because I had to pee really bad because I just drank like 2 pops. But look, you guys, apparently there was a post-credit scene which I missed. But why is there a post-credit scene in a movie like this? I thought for sure there wouldn't be. But anyway, the movie's over. So here's my thing about this movie. It's good as far as, you know, how's she gonna get out of this? Like, what's she gonna do in this house? Like, I like the thrilling aspect of that. Dolly, she's another one of those things that gets stabbed, hit, punch, kick. Like at one point, Macy took the shovel and hit the mask and broke the mask, so you can see like the, I guess, a rotting face inside. I guess maybe because of the heat or just this mask on this face all the time is just discolored. I don't know, but yeah, is she supernatural, like, or is she just big so she can take pain? It's craziness. But anyway, the kills are good, or whatever kills are in the movie. The gore is crazy. It's gross. Like it's a really good movie when it comes to that. But there's just some things that just like what. I was wondering through the movie if Dolly was like this big huge dude in like women's clothes, but no, I guess that character is played by a wrestler named Max the Impaler. I don't know anything about wrestling, so I don't know who the hell that is. So if you know this person, that's who plays Dolly, which is why she's so damn big. But yeah, you guys, that was the movie Dolly. So if you're interested in a good horror movie, this is good. It was I really enjoyed it. I haven't gone to an actual horror movie in a while where I'm just like in my chair like, oh my god. Especially everything that happens in that kitchen with the bottle and the tit and everything. Oh my god. This reminded me of a movie I saw last year, and I wanted to talk about it. I just never got around to it. I think I might now because it's kind of similar. Like, this movie is like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets like Barbarian, right? But there was a movie that I watched last year that I think came out last year. It's called Match. If you guys seen the movie Match, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is this scene with this lady and her son. I'll just say that right now. I'll talk about the movie later. But it's about a girl who matches with someone on an app, and then she goes to visit and shit goes down, right? But she's trapped in the house. So there's just this whole like, oh my god, how's she gonna get out of the house? Like, run bitch, run situation. With all that said, what do I rate Dolly? It's not a 5-er. It's not a 4. Kind of leaning on a 3. Like, it's in the middle. So I think what I'm gonna do, you guys, I'm going to give Dolly 2.5 shots. But you know, I don't do halves here. It's all shots or nothing, right? So I'm gonna round the movie to a 3. And this is how I'm gonna get to 3, but I'm not giving it a 3. Right? So I'll take these 2 at the end. So the movie gets a 2.5, but I'll round it up to a 3. There you go. Yeah, I think that's it. So cheers. I did the shot wrong. That was like 3 gulps and swallows in there. Okay. Here we go. Wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. My shot game is off today. Oh no, that's not good. All right, guys. So let me know in the comments below. Did you see Dolly? I guess, like I said, it was in the I don't know if it was multiple festivals or what, but I guess it was playing last year. A lot of people saw it last year. And so if you're one of the people, like, let me know. Or if you're seeing it this weekend, like, whatever, let me know. But yeah, thoughts. I don't know. It's weird, but it was still a fun watch, right? There wasn't even a lot of people in my theater. It was only 4 of us. It was me. There was a guy 2 rows behind me, and there was 2 guys in the very last row, like one over there, one over there. So I don't know if a lot of people know about it. Again, I never saw a trailer on TV. I think I was just looking through like new movies, and I was like, I saw the face, and I watched the trailer, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks like an interesting doll movie, and it had Sean William Scott in it. So, yeah. All right, so please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, TTFN.